Alright, what's up, guys? So, I want to show you some more revelation that I've been getting as God reveals the meaning of all of these numbers and all of these connections to me. Day by day, progressive learning, and it all connecting in my head supernaturally. I just wait on the Lord, and it's all connected to me. Seems like I'm being led down this road, and I'm picking up things as I go, and then I get to a certain point, and all of these things come together as one. It's like, wow. So we are in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Genesis chapter 1, as I've talked about, verse 1, okay? And Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth in Hebrew. That's the key to this. In Hebrew, adds up, as I've said before, to 2701. Now, what is 2701? Well, there's 3773 all over 2701, which is the numerical value for Genesis 1:1. Now, the first way you get 3773 is if you take 2701 and add it to itself backwards. 2701 plus 1072 equals 3773. And then when you take 37 times 73, you get 2701. So that's pretty amazing. So the mystery lies within this number. What is 3773? Because it's in the very first verse of the Bible in many ways. And again, as I said, things that I was shown in the past are now coming together to understand this mystery, what this number is. So the word, as I said in my videos, wisdom. Oh, whoops. My mind is all kinds of places. Wisdom in Hebrew, okay, in Hebrew adds up to the number 73, okay? In standard gematria, the word wisdom. Now you see the 73 there, right? But not only that, in alphabetical gematria, which is the other kind of gematria, it adds up to, guess what? 37. So wisdom in Hebrew, which is chokmah, or chokmah, adds up to 73 and 37 in two different types of gematria. Now the key to this is, why is it important that wisdom is the connection with this? Because in Proverbs 3:19. Because in Proverbs 3:19 said God laid the foundations of the earth by his wisdom. So he created by and through his wisdom. You see that? So in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right, by his wisdom. Well, it just so happens that the word wisdom in Hebrew is 73 and 37, or 37 and 73. And the verse that talks about God creating everything has 3773 in it cryptically. Again, it's there in a mystery. You have to see the formula. So that's incredible to me, because now I understand what 3773 means. Why is it in the beginning there? This 3773 means, well, because 3773 is wisdom. And that's how God created these things. And what is Genesis 1:1 about? Him creating everything. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So that's amazing to me. That's amazing to me. And there's probably a lot more to that, but just that's the one piece that today came together for me. Now that we're not done, because there's another piece to this that was revealed. Is that the word breath in Hebrew in Hebrew equals 37. That's amazing. There's another 37, and it's breath. And remember, God said, "Let there be light." Right. So you have this connection with the number 3773 with the wisdom and with the word breath, which is the things that God created everything with. So this number 3773 is very special. And again, I've talked about how in binary code, the number 73 is a very special number, because in binary code, which is ones and zeros, everything breaks down into ones and zeros. So all information is broken down into ones and zeros. Everything, like on a computer and this place, I believe. But it's the tantamount to a computer. Photos, voice messages, anything. All information is stored in binary code on a computer, as I think this place is also, because they find the same type of setup in the way this place is created. It's binary code. So, but the amazing thing about this, what was I saying? Is that, the number 73 is special in binary code because it's 100 over and over and over. So it's a repeating pattern that no matter which way you go, left to right or right to left, it's the same repeating pattern, 73. And again, we know 73 is wisdom, how God created this place. And in binary code, it's a special pattern, which is a palindrome. Palindrome is the same from left to right and right to left, over and over and over. And again, this is amazing because this is the theme that we see in our Bible. It's palindromic, as I've said before. This is when the Bible says God declares the end from the beginning. So he declares the end from the beginning, right? Well, you see that in binary code too. The end is declared from the beginning because it's this repeating pattern. So if you look at this, now this is the amazing thing that God did. It's crazy, man. So if you look at the stories in that sense, these stories are repetitive. In other words, you see foreshadows and nuances and types and shadows of what's going to happen in the future in the past, right? So there's this circular pattern in a big way. And so you look at the stories and they're like that, but you also break it all down to numbers in binary code, and it's telling you the same thing as the stories. The numbers are telling you the same thing as the stories, in that it's this repeating pattern. And that's really amazing because everything breaks down into numbers. So again, as I've said, you have the mainstream guys saying that we're in a simulation. And, well, the Bible is telling you that in a way. To say that we're in a simulation is I'd say a cheap knockoff way of saying it. It's not so much a simulation because a simulation is, I don't know if that would be considered real or not. So we're in something real. But the main thing to get out of all this is that there was somebody created this simulation, and that somebody is God. Not only did he create it, but he's within the fabric of it. Because Jesus said, "I am the beginning and the end." So he said, I am the beginning. He didn't say, "I'm in the beginning and the end," or "at the beginning and the end." He said, "I am the beginning and the end," because Jesus was the Word made flesh. And where do you see the Word? Microsoft Word, right? Computer program, code, like the Matrix. And what does everything break down to and created? By number 73, God's wisdom, which breaks down into a special binary computer code. You see that? If they really showed people what was in the Bible, well, they might not know, but it's It's too incredible. And again, at the top of the pyramid of this satanic world, they know these things. They know these things. That's how they came up with a computer. You know, that's why the first computer was $666.66, right? With the fruit, with the bite out of it. That's Apple's logo, right? And then it was a rainbow. 6 colors of the rainbow, right? 6 is the number of man. And the number of man is 666, right? Not 7 colors, because there's actually 7 colors, and 7 is the number of perfection. God's number, 6 is the number of man. That's why man was created on the 6th day. Okay, and there's this 6,000-year period of man, right? So they know these things, and it's tantamount. It's, how do I say? The artificial way of looking at it is through the lens of a computer, how it operates and how it's built and what it's doing. That is the artificial way of looking at it. But the real way, the real light, is how God created this place. See, so a computer, you can see the image. There you go. Just like Jesus was the image of the invisible God, well, you can see the image of the mechanics of how everything that I'm talking about works in a computer. It's just the image, though. It's the image. Okay? Even Jesus said, the Bible says that he was born in sinful flesh, right? And he was made a little lower than the angels for the purpose of death. That's what the Bible says, so he could die for us. So if you look at a computer, it's kind of like that in a way, right? It's an image of the bigger picture, a computer. And so again, that is what the light was that Adam and Eve received. It was an artificial light. So you have the real thing, the real light, and then you have this artificial light that was coming from somewhere else. Of course, Lucifer, the light bearer, now he's called Satan, the adversary. And that's the whole story of all this. So what Satan has done is taught men the mechanics. He taught them this. I believe that this has to do with the knowledge of good and evil to make you wise and be as gods. Right? To know this knowledge. It's how God did everything, like I said in my previous videos, and to actually mimic that. You know, to the extent of almost the same. Just like when Pharaoh and the Magi made 3 serpents out of rods. Well, I believe Aaron's rod, or Moses, was it Moses' staff or Aaron's rod? I'm not sure, but it turned into one large snake and ate their 3 snakes. The point is that they all were snakes. So they all looked the same to a degree. Just like Satan's ministers. It says that Satan's ministers are ministers of righteousness. And they are transformed into ministers of righteousness. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So again, it's artificial. It's I don't know if I'll say fake. It's a knockoff. It's a weaker version of the real thing. So you got the artificial light, you got the real light. So you have the real this, which comes from God, and then you have people who are taught by Satan how to mimic or create this same effect. You know, controlling the weather and DNA and genetics and things that we weren't really meant to mess with. The knowledge to make you wise and be as gods. But God said, if you partake in this knowledge and this fruit, then ye shall surely die. And they died in that day. Because a day is as 1,000 years to the Lord, and Adam died right before 1,000 years. Again, so I wanted to show you this bit of a mystery about this number because it was revealed to me today. What is 3773? I'm always on this number. It's God's wisdom. Wisdom equals 37 and 73. That's how he created this place. And the word breath in Hebrew equals 37. That's how he created this place too. The word, right? And so, if that number is in the beginning, revealing that information to us, then we should be able to find it at the end here, right? Because God declares the end from the beginning, right? Well, I've done that, and I've showed you guys this. God works in 7-year patterns. It's called a Shemitah year. Every 7 years, it's the year of release. 7 is the number of completion, so it's 777. So the Shemitah year was 2015, as I've shown you guys this before. And then it was 7 years later, which is 2022. And 7 years later, which is 2029. This is the end when Christ comes back. But can we find 3773 at the end right here? Because it was in the beginning and God declares the end from the beginning. Well, we sure can. 20 plus 15 is 35. 20 plus 22 is 42. And 20 plus 29 is 49. And so the formula is that God showed me is 35 plus 42 times 49. And amazingly, you get the number 3773 right here at the end. This is it. And I believe that the rapture is in 2025. 2025, I believe that is when we will be changed. But is that not amazing? You just have to know the formulas to see these mysteries. And again, this was shown to me by direct revelation, okay? Nobody knows this unless they watch my videos from like a year ago or two. Because this is older information. But it all is still pertains to daily revelation. It all, I mean, this is prophecy. I mean, I'm declaring the timeline and the end of days right here because God has showed it to me. Here is the word wisdom, and as you can see, in standard gematria, it equals 73, and the alphabet position, it equals 37. So you have the number in wisdom, 3773. Incredibly, the word hevel, which means breath, has gematria of 37, and it appears exactly 73 times in the entire Tanakh. So the Bible has these amazing numbers.